A warm welcome back. Let's serve you the news now. And in our first story, the Joy Clean Ghana campaign is yielding positive behavioral changes as 8 out of 10 people within the Accra metropolis have changed their approach to sanitation in their communities. This was contained in a survey conducted by the Accra Metropolitan Assembly into the impact of the Joy Clean Ghana campaign over a 2-year period. There's more in this report.
Clean Ghana campaign began with the goal to name and shame environmental health and sanitation offenders on camera to serve as deterrent whilst promoting good hygiene practices of environmental health and sanitation within the Accra metropolis.
The Accra Metropolitan Assembly has quickened its steps to introduce star rating systems to improve sanitary conditions. Just like hotels receive stars, the AMA has commenced the assessment of public toilet facilities with a star rating system.
That was one of the episodes where the AMA was on inspection tour of some public toilet facilities. After 4 years of airing the Joy Clean Ghana campaign, the AMA has conducted a research into its impact on the audience. The survey was done in 3 sub-metros called clusters of the AMA.
250 respondents were selected from each of the 3 sub-metros for the study. Also, 30 respondents each from the 10 regions, making 300, were also interviewed, making a total of 1,050 respondents. The regions include Ashanti, Northern, Upper West, Central, Volta, Bono Ahafo, Western, Upper East, and Eastern region.
One may ask, how many of the respondents followed the Clean Ghana campaign?
The study found that 615 people followed the Joy Clean Ghana campaign on a regular basis, with 247 following when they were around. Another 109 persons said they followed it twice a week, and 79 persons said they followed it once in a while.
The study found that 83% of the respondents have had a change in behavior after the exercises.
83% of the respondents said they had had a change in behavior after following the Joy Clean Ghana exercises. 8% said there had not been any change, and 9% of the respondents could not tell. Going deeper into the findings, 50% of the respondents said they are very careful about food safety now. 24% said they've stopped buying food from outside. 18% also said they have started doing the right things, with 8% of the respondents saying they have stopped selling in dirty environments.
The report concludes that a Joy Clean Ghana campaign brought life into the environmental health awareness in Ghana.
We are doing this, like I keep saying, as a continuous improvement measure. They will not be worried. It will rather put the operator and the cleaners on their toes, and it also gives some comfort to the user. So it's a win-win situation.
This report serves as a background for the Joy Clean Ghana campaign to expand into other areas in the country. The next phase of the exercise will see us coming to a place closer to you. For Joy News, Samuel Kojo-Brace, Accra.
In our next story, the Plant Genetic Resources Research Institute of the Council for Scientific and Industrial Research has introduced improved varieties of Bambara groundnuts to selected farmers at Bugri in the Timpani district of the Upper East region. A majority of the farmers selected were women because, according to the organization, the Bambara groundnut is predominantly cultivated by women. Correspondent Albert Sori now reports.
Bambara groundnut is a leguminous crop grown for food. Sometimes called the Bambara bean, it is highly rich in protein. In the Upper East region, Bambara groundnut is very important in the traditional settings, mainly because it is an important staple in many households. It can be used as a substitute for beans and therefore is in constant demand in local markets. Many women in the Upper East region cultivate Bambara groundnut because it contributes to the financial stability of households. According to the Council for Scientific and Industrial Research, CSIR, difficulty in getting access to fertile lands for the cultivation of this important food crop, coupled with the inability of the indigenous varieties to cope with harsh climates, is posing a big challenge, especially for women farmers. Patrick Atama is a plant breeder at the Manga station of the Savannah Agriculture Research Institute of the CSIR.
Over the years, Bambara groundnut production in terms of land size keep reducing because it's been neglected to the feeble and also to women. And after the men have used the juicy part of their land to cultivate cereals and other cash crops, they leave the marginal lands for women to work on it. Aside that, it's a crop that comes with a lot of labor, from planting, weed control to harvesting. So a lot of people are shying away from it. But we believe that with high yielding varieties, coupled with production technologies like effective weed control measures and also mechanizations for threshing, we can be able to overcome this drudgery in production.
Against this backdrop, the Plant Genetic Resources Research Institute of the Council for Scientific and Industrial Research has introduced improved varieties of Bambara groundnut to selected farmers in the Buguri community in the Timpani district, with special attention to women farmers. The farmers were given the opportunity to select from varieties of Bambara groundnuts that are suitable to the soils in their communities. This project is known as Seeds for Resilience, a 3-year project supported by the Global Crop Trust.
We've evaluated some of our sessions. We've come out with the promising ones, and now in collaboration with our farmers, we want to select the ones that are fit for their cultivation and for the purpose of their cultivation. That's why we do a participatory varietal selection. Now the aim of this is that we at the research would not sit down and choose something for the farmers, but in collaboration with the farmers, we all come out with a variety that is accepted by them and for their environment, and also to boost their production. And by so doing, farmers also own the variety because the selection process was mainly by them.
The Seeds for Resilience project is aimed at strengthening the link between the National Gene Bank scientists and farmers in order to improve food security. A research scientist at the Plant Genetic Resources Research Institute of the CSIR, Matilda Ntowa Bisa, says Bambara groundnut has the potential to economically empower women in farming communities.
The reasons for selecting these crops one, they are good for nutrition, they are good for income generation, and also ensures security and nutrition of the people resourceful.
Some of the farmers who spoke to Joy News were excited about the improved varieties of Bambara groundnut, which they will soon be cultivating on their farms. For Joy News, Albert Sori, Buguri, Timpani District.
In our next story, the European Union ambassador to Ghana, Ghana Kadrezali, says funds allocated to the Mole National Park should also be used to support its fringe communities to improve their livelihoods as well. The European Union has doled out over 1.5 million euros to the national park for the implementation of the Mikes and Sipsi projects. Under the projects, several range camps have been constructed for the rangers, and the forestry guards have been equipped with logistics. Rafiq Salam was at the Mole National Park in the Savannah region, where the donation of the items took place, and now reports.
The Mole National Park is one of Ghana's 7 national parks. It is the country's longest wildlife refuge that was established over 60 years ago. The park is one of the prime sites for the biodiversity conservation program in Ghana and is home to several animal species. Notable among them are the elephants and buffaloes. Over the years, there have been concerns about the survival of these animals, especially the elephants. The park is fringed by over 33 communities whose dependence on the wildlife without replenishing to meet socio-economic needs has gradually led to significant decline of resources in the area. Concern about the plight of the animals and the over 40,000 people living on the fringes of the park, the Mikes and Sipsi projects funded by the European Union, came into being. The twin projects are aimed at equipping the rangers and the guards with equipment and logistics to prevent the killing of the animals by poachers and also to economically empower the people living on the fringes of the park. Both projects are expected to end by the close of the year. European Union Ambassador to Ghana, Kadrezali, threw further light on the projects.
The MIC is equipping the young men and rangers with the skills and the logistics. We have heard what it is about: surveillance range camp units, field posts that I had the honor to commission today, 4x4 vehicle, radios, uniforms to perform their function as law enforcers through surveillance and patrolling the park. This program, the MIC program, has been around since 2021 and is expected to end by the close of this year. The other brother CSIR-PGRRI program is to support the management of the park resources, meaning its flora and fauna, the animals and the flowers, through the development of the management and support to the fringe communities in boosting their incomes through additional livelihoods. Because the European Union is not only about protecting the wildlife, the fauna and the flora, but to create opportunities for the communities. The European Union has funded both program MIC with 600,000 euros and the CSIR-PGRRI with 1,200,000 euros.
Deputy Chief Executive Officer of the Forestry Commission, Idris Musa Superior, welcomed the support by the European Union to the park.
The support received by the European Union has been timely and helpful in stemming the precipitous decline of and in the protection of our natural resources, and also providing much needed respite for our communities in terms of livelihood options. It is my belief that effective management of the wildlife is best achieved through a given focused value for those who live with it. It is also my firm conviction that those who live with it and bear the cost of wildlife must be primarily beneficiaries of its management.
Equally happy is the manager of the Moli National Park, Ali Mahama.
I say they are well equipped because now they have been supplied with uniform, they have been supplied with boots, they have been supplied with food ration to go to the field. Their accommodation has been rehabilitated. 2 new outpost camp at hotspots have been constructed for the staff, and so the staff are well equipped and they are well accommodated.
Well, in our final story to cap off the news, stakeholders are poised to leverage the African Continental Free Trade Area to promote industrial drives across the continent. This, they say, are optimistic, and they are optimistic of the surest way of building the local economy and contributing to creating jobs and consequently eradicating poverty. This ran through speeches of various speakers at the opening ceremony of the 6th Volta Trade and Investment Fair 2023 in Ho.
The Jubilee Park is hosting the 6th Volta Trade and Investment Fair in Ho, where various businesses and entities have taken stands to exhibit their products and services. Addressing the opening ceremony, the Volta OT and Eastern Regions chairperson of the Association of Ghana Industries, Delaga Janku, stressed the Volta region's role in promoting intra-trade on the African continent.
The Volta region is poised to play a significant role in taking full advantage of AFTA. And we hope that at the end of the 14th day, our story towards the forward march at achieving our success and taking a chunk of the AFTA cake will be different, will be favorable. We hope that we can all advance this cause and pray to the God Almighty that Volta region will prosper, from strength to strength.
The national president of the Association of Ghana Industries, Humphrey Dake, advocated the even distribution of investments across the country to mitigate rural-urban drifts.
The AGI believes it will also be expedient to decentralize investments across our country, creating a fair distribution of economic opportunities in order to minimize the rural-urban drift. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, we must also forge visible partnerships that encourage heavy investment in our productive sectors as we bring our African colleagues from Namibia through Kenya, South Africa, Nigeria, and Togo, that together we will partner and bring significant transformation to the Volta region.
The Volta Regional Minister, Dr. Archibald Lecha, stressed the need to promote industrialization and exports in the region to drive economic growth.
Our vision still remains to make our region a producing and exporting region. This vision demands an innovative and strong trade and industrial drive. Our mission is to create a productive economy where citizens participate in growing the economy. This means we are set to nurture the private sector as a productive unit of the economy. Our goal is to recreate a society with smaller government and a bigger private sector.
The Namibian Deputy Minister of Information, Communication and Technology, Mathieu Fleur, emphasized the need to leverage Africa's resources to build the continent's economy.
We are the youngest continent in the world, and our population is expected to almost double by the year 2050. We need to leverage these resources, both our natural and human capital resource, to maximize the potential of trade in Africa, by Africans, and for Africa. Every child, ladies and gentlemen, is the sum product of the environment they are born in. As a child of Africa, I am a product of the current Africa.
The Volta Trade and Investment Fair, which brought together over 200 businesses, would end on the 10th of December 2023. Fred Kwame Asari, Joy News.